City Manager, and it is my privilege to be able to welcome all of you today on behalf of our Acting City Manager, Mylan Marakich, our Mayor, Tony Wu, and the rest of the City Council. We are so pleased to have so many faces joining us this morning as we mark today's solemn ceremony with hearts full of thankfulness and remembrance. At this time, I would like to ask that you please stand for the posting of colors by our fire explorers.
Ready and salute.
Please remove your
Present arms.
At this time, I would like to invite up our Mayor Pro Tem, Leti Lopez Iado, who will be leading us in our Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you. Please remove the caps. Face the flag. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready. Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please remain standing for our national anthem, which will be sung by Celeste Carrillo from West Covina High School. Come on up.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Joining us today, singing God Bless West Covina, is Rhea Zelaya.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home. Bless West Covina, town that we love. Education, destination, start a business, raise a family, own a home. Kids
join us in welcoming Pastor Samuel Martinez.
Don't leave me.
Thank you. Hallelujah. Heavenly Father, as we gather here this morning, we remember the words of old that a nation that forgets its defenders will itself be forgotten. How much more so if we were to forget our fallen heroes? We honor them today. May they always live in our hearts, remembering that every freedom that we have today has been purchased and protected by those that gave the ultimate sacrifice and those that defend our country every day. Even our Savior said, "Greater love has no man than this, that he give his life for another." We honor our fallen heroes. May we never forget them. Let us honor them by exercising the freedoms that sometimes we take for granted. We remember the words of Abraham Lincoln that said, "From our honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion." Let us resolve that our fallen heroes have not died in vain, but that this nation shall have a new birth of freedom, and that the government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall never perish from the earth. God bless the memory of our fallen heroes, and God bless and comfort their families. God bless West Covina as we give honor to those that gave the ultimate sacrifice. God bless this meeting. God bless all of you here. God bless all of you for being here. And God bless the beloved United States of America. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. It is my honor to welcome to the microphone our Mayor, Mayor Tony Wu.
Sit. Please have a seat.
Yeah, you don't have to stand up for me. Okay? I will not be important.
Just a little peek.
And Roseanne? And let's give a hand to our two, beautiful singing two ladies. Let's give them a hand again. So that's us and Ria. And thank you so much to sing for us. Okay, and there's a beautiful voice. And Ria's emailed me say, "Hey, I'm back. Okay, my summer break from New York. Okay, as an opera singer. And do you have a gig for me?" And I said, "I have a gig for you. Okay, I have a gig for you. See, when you ask, the wish come true. So you have to ask. And you can see. Did you guys have a great time about her singing?
Yes. Yes.
It's a beautiful. God bless West Covina. Every time she sings, it brings tears to our eye, and especially me. So thank you so much. So Alicia, okay, thank you for your national anthem. So you have a competitor now. She's pretty good too. Okay, so thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. And I want to say this. Okay, welcome. Okay, to our Memorial Day event. And this is such an important day, and I think it's more important than any day because we sit over here free and have this event. And because what? Because the people sacrifice for us. So we have to remember them. We have to make sure they're just not a person on the stone carving there, but they should be their story because they sacrifice. So we have this freedom. Okay, so I want to introduce people, but I know everybody's important. Okay, all the people, especially our veteran, you guys are important than me. Okay, but I have a script, so bear with me. I have to read their name. Okay. Okay, so I know our senators over here, Susan Rubio, you want to stand up? Okay. Thank you, Your Honor, to show up to our small town and join our place. Very nice. We're honored to have you in person. Okay, thank you so much. And I want to introduce my colleague, our Mayor Pro Tem, Letty Lopez Villada, Councilwoman Ollie Canto, Councilwoman Rosario Diaz, and Councilmember Frank Gutierrez. Okay, thank you. So 5 city councils over here. Okay, and now our city clerk is not here, and the treasurer is not here. Community senior service, Gail Mason. Okay, would you please stand up? Okay, thank you. Sherry Fisher, Betty Leah, Michael Flower, and Matthew Garvey. Okay, thank you for joining us as a commissioner, okay, serving our city. And we have audit commissioner. Last time I forgot you, so you nag on me all the time. Masha Solorio. I didn't forget you this time. Audit committee is equally important. It's a kind of pain, but we still love you. Okay, and right now I want to recognize, okay, our city staff. Okay, our city staff, acting city manager Mylan Makovich. Okay, he in the back. So if you don't know who he is, look at him. He's the one dressed a suit. His hand. Okay, our assistant city manager Roxanne Lima. You already know her. Acting fire chief Mike Brown. Would you please raise your hand in the back? And I think our police chief, okay, Tony Cortina right over there. Okay, very handsome man is right in the back. Okay, handsomer than me. Okay, so if I dress up, I cannot compete with him. Okay, Mayor recognized West Covina Unified School District Board member Michael Flower. You have two jobs. Stand up. Okay, Michael's. Okay, everybody knows brother-in-law. Everybody love you. Okay, and Elaine. Okay, Hermina's. Okay, school board. Thank you for joining up. Thank you. And I think we have Eric Rea. Okay, Eric, I didn't forget you from Rural Unified and Dr. Heihammer. Okay, would you stand up and say thank you so much for the Rural Unified School? And sorry they didn't put your name over here, but I know you guys, so I've been doing this for a long time. If I don't know, I'm in trouble. Okay, so okay, and then who else? Okay, okay. No, I'm sorry, I missed. They have your name there. I just missed. So it's my bad. It's not the staff problem. Okay. It's called the old timer disease. Okay, so okay. Now, field representative Christina Valamont. Okay, this is from our congressman. Okay, field. This is real. And the field representative from Blanca Rubio, Wendy Salvador. Yeah, thank you, Wendy. You showing up every time, all the event. Okay, too bad it's not the assembly herself, but we love you. Yeah. Okay, somebody just notified me. Colleen Rosati, treasurer, the elected. Where are you? Oh, in the back. Don't be shy, just joining us. Okay, so she will far back. Come in. Okay. Any person I miss? Okay, but other than that, I want to say one thing is this. I want to thank. Okay, we have more people showing up this year. Okay, I reach out a lot of our community members. I say, no matter you hate me or not, I don't mind. But let's unite it together. This is the day of unity. Let's work together to remember all these people sacrificed for us. Let's make us a united community. That's important for the people sacrificed. Politics is just temporarily, but unity, community is forever. And our nation is why we're here to serve, and we're proud to be here. So thank you so much. I want to thank our Historical Society over here, joining us because they have a lot of history I want to share with you. Because the history is something we can carry on to our children to remember forever. So carry on one by one to tell the story so we will never forget them. So bear with me, I'm going to have my speech. I don't want to make mistake. Everybody know I like to go freestyle, but not today. I'm going to read something as a written statement because today is a very important day. I want to make sure I don't make any mistake to show my sincerity for the people sacrificed for us. So thank you for being here today, and thank you for choosing on the sacred day, not just to enjoy a long weekend, but to stand with reverence, unite as a community, and unite as a grateful nation to remember. Today, we gather to pay tribute to the brave men and women of the United States military, those who answer the call, and those who wore the uniform, and those who never returned home. They came from every corner of this country, of this great nation, from small town to big city, from farmland to factory, and from right here in West Covina, in the back of my standing over here. They came from every walk of life, but they share one thing, a belief in something greater than themselves. Some were barely out of high school. Some left behind young children and loving family. All left behind comfort, safety, to face uncertainty of danger, to protect and preserve the freedom that what we have today. And let us remember, freedom is not free, absolutely not free at all. It's written in the blood of our soldiers. It is carried on the shoulder of a generation of heroes. It's at the graveyard that mark the resting places of the fallen, from the Arlington National Cemetery to the field of Normandy. Today, we feel the weight of the history. We stand at the threshold of a powerful milestone, 1945, 80 years ago, since the end of the World War II. The most devastating and defining conflict drew to close. 80 years ago, the world breathed a sigh of relief. The gun fell silent, the bombs stopped falling, the war was over, but not without a cost. Over 400,000 of American service members gave their life in that war alone. They stormed beaches, liberated cities, flew through the flag-filled sky, and endured unspeakable horror, not for conquest or empire, but to crush tyranny, to defend human dignity and to preserve liberty for generations to come. Many of them never made it home, but all those who made it, but they bore the invisible scar of war for the rest of their life. They were called the greatest generation, and rightly so, because they didn't just save the war, they rebuilt it. Let us never allow the passage of time to dull our gratitude. Let us never allow comfort to make us forget the cost. Let us remember those brave souls, not just as a name carving in the stone, but as a son, daughter, husband, wife, neighbors, and friend. Their legacy lives in every free breath we take. It's live on the quiet moment of peace that fought so hard to secure. It's live on the American flag that fly above us, not as a decoration, but a symbol of sacrifice. And that sacrifice didn't end in 1945. No, it's continuing on. In the frozen terrain of Korea, in the jungle of Vietnam, in the sand of Iraq, in the mountain of Afghanistan, in mission known and unknown, in battle large or small. American soldiers, sailors, airmen, marine, and coast guard have stood in harm's way so that we may live in peace. Today, we also remember and honor Gold Star families, those whose lives were forever changed by a folded flag and a knock on their door. Your pain is unimaginable, and your sacrifice is shared by all of us. Please note this: your loved one did not die in vain. Their courage has shaped our nation's story, and their memory will never be forgotten. And to our veterans who work among us, most of whom still carry the weight of war of their heart, you are the living embodiment of service, strength, and resilience. We honor you, we thank you, we stand in awe of you. In closing, as the mayor of this great city, I promise you this: the great city of West Covina will never forget. Not today, not ever, ever, not ever at all. We will teach our children why this day matters. We share the story of those who serve. We will keep their memory alive, not just in word, but in how we live. So let us raise our flag. Let us lay our wreath Let us bow our head, but most of all, let us live our heart in gratitude. Because we are here, free, safe, and strong. Because of the brave soul who still watch over our freedom. May we live life worthy of their sacrifice. May their courage inspire our character. And may God bless the fallen, their family, our veteran, the great city of West Covina, and the United States of America. Thank you, and thank you so much. And I forgot to introduce our former mayor, Lloyd Johnson. Would you stand up, okay? And then he's going to speak later on, and our former mayor, Westside, in the back, okay? And thank you. They all have to contribute to our great city, and it's always continue to carry on. We are here to unite it together, and I think this unity is very important to us. We're here united as community and for our generation to come. Thank you so much, and hopefully bear with my speech and showing my sincerity about how those people sacrifice for us. We have to remember nothing more important to teach our children, okay, let people sacrifice for us. So, okay. Okay, next speaker, I don't have a script over here. Okay, next speaker is Lloyd Johnson, right? Lloyd? My girlfriend, okay, we like a buddy, okay, before, and we'll come back, okay, and I know you did a lot of, you really, I did bring a tear to your eye, I want to see tears. I've been practicing for a couple of days for this, okay, I hope that. But anyway, Lloyd Johnson is a wonderful hero, okay, Purple Heart, and mayor, I think he's done the 1.5 year mayor, right?
18 months.
Okay, yeah, he's one of the longest mayors, okay, serving our city, and he's going to tell the history and the service, and plus the people sacrifice for us. Go ahead, Lord.
Thank you, Mayor. You know, it's great to be here today to see a bunch of old friends I haven't seen in a long time. But I'm here today not to talk about veterans. This isn't Veterans Day. This is Memorial Day. This is these are the ones that paid the ultimate price for our freedom. And a few years back, there's 3 guys that had a vision. The vision to bring a veteran memorial to the city of West Covina. The names were George Ogden, Ben Kennedy, and myself, Lloyd Johnson. We had a vision that we wanted all of our veterans from the city of West Covina, all the wars, to always be remembered. So what we did, we started going to people and asking for donations, trying to come up with the funds for this wall. Unfortunately, we came up quite a bit short. So we went to the city, we asked the city for help. At that time, we had a great city council who wanted to see our vision come true. So they came up with the funds for this wall. We hired an artist to help us with our vision. We went through, tried a few different ones, but this is the one we came up with. And what we wanted was a memorial that would stand the test of time, that would be here long after we're gone with all these names on it. But when we did this, we knew there might be a name or two we might miss because of the way the records were kept back in World War II in Korea. And unfortunately, we missed a few. But we had a few wonderful people that said, hey, we missed some names, we gotta come up with them. One I want to thank very much is Mario Salviano. I'm not messing that last name up very much. Salviano, but anyway, he's from the West Covina Historical Society. And of course, Corus. Well, Corus came to me, but she called me up and said, Lloyd, we're missing a name. I want that name on the wall. And that was Lang's name, William Lang. She knew the family. So we said, fine, we will get it. We started working on it, and then the other 2 names came up. So at this time, I would like to invite Corus Winnicky to come up. She's going to tell you how the names got out on there and what to do. And then I want to thank all of you for being here today. I want to say God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you, Lloyd. Like Lloyd said, my name is Corliss Renicky. Corliss Crams Renicky, because my grandfather, Christian Crams, was one of the early settlers in West Covina. In 1907 he came. So, but I'm here today to tell you about my friend. When I came to the dedication of this memorial, when it was first dedicated, and I was so anxious to look on the World War II memorial and see my friend's name, Bill Lang, William Thomas Lang. I'm going to refer to him as Bill. And it wasn't there. So I made it my mission that before I died, his name was going to get on this wall. And so thank you, Lloyd, and thank you, Mario, and I'm sure there are others for today. And his name, and then they came out with two others who richly deserve to be on this wall. Before I tell you a little bit about Bill, I'd like to mention his family, because his family were one of the first settlers here in West Covina and were influential of having the city, founding the city that we love. John, his grandfather, John Lang, and his wife, Edith, came here early on, and we could not find the dates that they purchased their land, but by word of mouth, we've heard that it was back in 1904. And if it was 1904, they were really one of the early ones, because the Maxons that we've heard about and the Hearsts that we've heard about came in 1905. So this is one of the really early settlers. And the Langs bought land on Orange Avenue on North Orange, just south of where Workman is, and almost to where the freeway is. Now, there was no freeway at that time, naturally, and no Workman at that time. Where the freeway is now was just a dirt road. The most important road at that time was San Bernardino Road, which went from LA to San Bernardino, and that was really the only way that where horse and buggies and a few automobiles would travel. So they bought land there, and in 1913, William's father was married, and John, his father, built a home for them a little bit south on Orange, and they call it the honeymoon house. And this honeymoon house is still there today on Orange Avenue in the 200 block. And this is where William was born and raised. He went to West Covina schools, not kindergarten, because we didn't have a kindergarten at that time, but from first grade to 8th grade. He went to school at Sunset School, which was our first school, which is where the Daisy Apartments are right now on Sunset Avenue. The school was built with 2 rooms, but by the time the first school had 1 room, but then they built the one on Sunset that had 2 rooms, and by the time Bill attended, there were 3 rooms. Bill was born on July the 20th in 1918, which was just before, just the end of the First World War, but it was before we were a city. We were a city in 1923, and so his father, Ralph, was one of the main people who, before we were a city and we had a city council, the West Covina Improvement Association, which is the forerunners of the Chamber of Commerce, sort of ran, not the city, because we weren't a city, but sort of governed the area. And Bill's father, Ralph, was the clerk, or was the secretary of the West Covina Improvement Association. So he had a lot to do with the running of the city.
And the Historical Society has, we have it back in we have a booklet, a ledger from 1916 that tells about, it was the minutes of one of their meetings at the West Covina, and it's really, really interesting. So sometime I hope that maybe you could stop by and take a look at it. But it tells about when we had pigs in West Covina. We were one of the main suppliers of pigs for World War I, for the pork that the soldiers had. So anyway, Bill's father was responsible. He was clerk of the school board, and he was one of the people, along with my grandfather, who would walk from grove to grove and talk to the families about becoming a city, because Covina wanted to build a sewer farm in West Covina, and we didn't want that. So this is one of the main reasons, because of Bill's grandfather and all the others that helped, that we are the city of West Covina today. So let me get to Bill. Like I say, he was born in 1918, lived the regular life that he lived on a walnut grove. We were mostly in this section of West Covina, this west section, we were walnuts. In the eastern section were oranges. But Bill lived on 30 acres of walnut groves and loved his time that he spent among the trees. He would learned to drive about 10 and would drive the truck along the rows of walnut trees while his father and grandfather and older brother pushed the sacks of walnuts onto the truck, and he'd drive a little bit further. But he lived the life that those of us that were born and lived at that time lived. He graduated from West Covina in a small class. The classrooms at that time ranged from, we had about 20 kids in a classroom. So we ranged from about 40 in the whole school to about 70 at tops. And so it was a really, really close community. And then we went on to Covina High School, because West Covina had no high school at that time. Then when Bill left school, he had this passion for trees. And so he went to Santa Barbara and studied and worked to become a tree surgeon. Some of the trees in West Covina, the walnut trees at that time were getting diseases, and so he wanted to stop that. He wanted to know what he could do to help. So he was in Glendora, he was in Santa Barbara at the time of world that Pearl Harbor occurred, and not long after he joined the military, and he wanted to be in a submarine. Why, I can't imagine. I imagine these people in submarines have to be very, very brave, because like in World War II, 75% of submariners never came back. So only 1 out of 4 survived. So, but this is what he wanted. So he went to New London, Connecticut, and was trained there. And in 1944, September of 44, he joined the USS Snook submarine. It was on its about 6th patrol of South Pacific waters. And he was mainly in the area of the South China Seas and enemy waters. Not only was it their duty to try and destroy all the enemy ships, but they also served as rescuers to ships that had been sunk. The submarine that were close by would try and then rescue some of the sailors that the ships were going down, and also planes that were shot down. So he served with the USS Snook until on April, the last communication from the submarine was on April the 8th, and they talked that and communicated with another submarine. On the 9th, The government tried to get in touch with them for orders, and they didn't get any response. And this wasn't too unusual because they were in enemy waters, and sometimes the communication was shut off, or they were moving somewhere, so this wasn't too bad. But a few days after that, an airplane had gone down. And so it was near where the Snook had been. And so they contacted them and asked them to pick up the airmen that had parachuted down. And they never obeyed that command. So they knew then that something was wrong. And that was it. The USS Snook was never found. They never heard from them. They don't know why they went down. You'd assume, well, they were probably sunk by a ship, by a battleship or something. But the Japanese never let out that news. And usually, if you sink an enemy submarine or you sink an enemy ship, it comes out in the papers. But there was never any news in Japan. So that remained one of the big mysteries of the war, was what happened to the USS Snook, and we never know. So the government didn't notify the family until the 14th day of May, and they came to the home with a letter presuming that Bill was dead. Now naturally this is not the saddest thing about it, but one sad thing about it was this was Mother's Day. So on Mother's Day, they came to tell Wilma that her son was dead, presumed dead, missing. And so you can imagine every Mother's Day after that, what it was like for them. And the other thing they told them was that they couldn't please don't publicly come out with this, because we haven't announced yet, the War Department hasn't announced that the Snook was lost. And so they were sort of silenced publicly until it was August. In August, finally the War Department came out and said the Snook was missing in action. We presumed all were killed. So that was William's story. That was the story of the Snook. And I'm just so happy today to be here to help honor these men, these young, brave people who were willing to lay down their lives that we might have freedom. So let's never, ever forget. Thank you.
I think she's 96.
She looked like a 17 to me.
Yeah.
Okay, and our brother-in-law say Colleen is 96. I cannot tell. Okay, you look very healthy, and I want to see you every year, longer than me. Okay, and if you guys, let's give her another hand, please. Okay, it's a wonderful. She's like a historian. Okay, and I want to say this. If you go to YouTube, you type in West Covina history, and her video will come up. Okay, and that is like the quality like a PBS. Okay, it's beautiful, talking about the history of West Covina. Okay, about when the original is a farmland and how 1923 set up as a city, and with all these previous people and talking about the contribution, how we built the city together, and now we have here today. So we have to remember those people starting back in 1923, and Collins as a person, okay, like historian talking about the history, and it's so touching and it's so well made. I think you guys all need to go to review this YouTube. Okay, over there, by the way, it's free. So just go to review it. It's really good. And I want to, before I introduce our senator come out to make a speech, I want to thank our firefighters. They're all in the back. Thank you so much. Let's give them another hand. And our police officer in the back too. And our public safety officer around. And the most important thing is, okay, we have a bunch of youngsters. I forgot to thank them. The cello, they played, How Danny Boy. Okay, that is so touching because that is so nice. I want to thank, okay, LA Music Ensemble. Okay, put this together, and the principal, Cha Wen Shai Tai, okay, and the director Tai. Thank you every year. Okay, you bring them over here for all these youngsters, not only play the music, but to understand how important today is. So we need to bring this continue to our children, to youngsters, to understand why today is matter. Now, here I want to thank our, okay, in person, the senator. She has another place to go, but she choose, okay, West Covina. Our Senator Susan Rubio.
Good morning, everyone. It's always an honor to be here, and I always try to make it. I know how proud West Covina is of their service members, and so thank you so much to the council. Big round of applause to them. I have to also remind people I have 15 cities, so it's not always a natural thing that communities have these events so that we can honor those that have fallen. So it is a big deal. So thank you to all the staff and everyone that helped coordinate this. Once again, it's such a privilege to be here to honor our veterans today and stand in unity as we remember all those that never came back. Memorial Day clearly is a time to reflect on all those that have left us, and so I'm always grateful to learn stories, more stories. And today, Maureen, thank you for being the historian. As a teacher, I actually became a teacher because I wanted to be a history teacher, and these stories are very indicative of how important those that came before us were to us, to our survival, and for us to be able to gather here today. I know it's not easy, but today I also want to take a moment to reflect on all the families who carry the silent stress of a service member entering into service. I know that they're entrusted to keep the family going. They're entrusted to smile and keep moving forward, knowing that inside there's a sense of loss and heartache. I come from a military family, a long list from my brother to sister-in-law, again, a long list. But today I want to talk about one person in particular, not because it's a special story, but it's a story that kind of weaves in those that came back and those that did not. And in so many ways, those that return never go back to be themselves again. My uncle was in Pearl Harbor the day that the bombs hit. And when he told his story to me, he was in his late 70s. And he was still a man in tears, crying as he told his story to me. And one of the things that he remembers is that he was a 17-year-old young man that signed up to go serve because that's what young men did. And he had no idea what awaited him on the other side. He signed up with a lot of his friends and one of his best friends as well. But even in his late 70s, the pain that he felt never quite faded. In fact, it became part of his identity. And he shares the story of him crying himself to sleep. I would think days, but the way he told it, it became decades. Because every night that he fell asleep, he can hear the echoes of all those that were crying for help, those that were hurt, and those that could not get out. And so he very much carried the guilt of coming back home. And so he shared with me that that young man died on that ship along with his best friend that later he helped bury. And so that's an incredible weight for someone to carry. Not very young, of course, but to carry an entire lifetime. And so again, as we sit here and we honor those that never came back home, we also have to remember those that came home, but were never the same. And so I want to take a moment to say thank you to all the military families, because I know that many were tasked with just being ready to confront the realities of a service member coming home with depression, addiction, isolation, and I'm sure no one trained them, but yet they had to. They had to for the sake of their families. So to all the Gold Star mothers, thank you. Thank you for your sacrifice, and your loved ones will always be remembered, honored, and they forever will be our heroes. And as we stand here today in honor of William Thomas Lang, Homer Hobart Cushman, and Jack Winton Wilkie, and so many others that are not listed here today. It is with great gratitude and remembrance that I come and offer just a small thank you because someone like myself probably would not be standing in front of you if it had not been for the service that they gave our country. And I also want to thank all our service members in uniform back there, because in so many ways when someone gives of their time and themselves, like our firefighters, our police officers, when they go into a situation not knowing what awaits them on the other side, it is really important to recognize that sacrifice. And so I also want to say thank you to everyone behind the trees back there in uniform, because I know as a senator, I've heard horror stories of those that serve our communities that don't come home. In particular, a few years back, we had 2 service members, police officers, who both were shot and were very young. So I know it's really terrible to continue to tell these stories, but I know what some of us probably could not do, and so we have to continue to remember those that did, that enlisted, that served, like my uncle and so many young, fresh-faced individuals who came back different people. My uncle was broken. He was broken for a lifetime. However, he remembers his friends, his comrades, very fondly. And I'm sure he is not the only one. And so the reason I want to tell this story, because we know that's just one story of thousands and thousands of stories of courage, sacrifice, commitment that were never told. Never came back to tell that story. So I take a moment of privilege to tell my uncle's story in remembrance of all those that never came back and never told their stories. So I want to just say thank you once again and remind us that the true strength of America is not in our differences, but it's these moments when we come together and see how important we are to each other, to our communities, and to this nation. I want to take a moment to recognize a few folks, if I may. Let me just start with friends that I've known for 20 years, actually. So I'm going to invite Lloyd Johnson to come up here today. We know Lloyd. If you don't know Lloyd, he is one of these proud service members that drives around in this beautiful car with a memorial that is very reflective of his pride for his country and his community, Purple Heart. It is incredibly humbling to stand before you. I know we've been friends for 2 decades. Again, I've been around for quite a while, but I know that Lloyd is one of those quiet soldiers who just serves and doesn't do it for recognition, but you're here representing your community, you're representing those that came back and those that sacrificed. So please give him a big, big round of applause. And so on behalf of the California State Senate, I want to honor him today. And my other friend, like I say, you're not in public service for 20 years and not know everyone in this town, but Augie is another longtime friend who I've known for 20 years. His wife, is he here? Augie? Where'd he go? There he is. A good friend, old-time friend. I've known him for years with his wife. We go back to the days in Baldwin Park where we used to gather to honor our veterans, our soldiers. So thank you, Augie. Augie is one of those also quiet heroes. Every time I go to 15 of other cities, they're either tabling, talking to veterans, or honoring veterans. So on behalf of the California Senate, it's also my privilege to extend this certificate of appreciation for your service, always placing service above self, and just along with Lloyd Johnson. And thank you for working on our behalf so that we can enjoy these freedoms and liberty. And thank you for your service to this country. But I also want to bring Paris, I hope I'm saying your name right, Rotnicki. Can you please come up? Historian, thank you so much. Without you telling the stories, the next generation of leaders will not know who to thank. I know we have a lot of band members back there, and as a teacher for 20 years, it is our job to continue to educate, teach, and make sure that our young individuals never forget. They come to enjoy a beautiful day in this beautiful plaza, but they don't know the stories of sacrifice behind every tree, every person standing in front of us. So thank you for being our historian and telling that beautiful story. Thank you. And I don't want to take more time, but I want to invite the city council, if someone wants to come up and get the certificate. I really love West Covina. Like I said, they always stand with our veterans and our service member and never fail to have these events that recognize the sacrifice. So I want to thank you for putting this together. We can invite the entire council. Thank you, because every time I come, it is very evident to me that you are a priority. Our service members that are here, the memory of those that are not, and to the families who lost a loved one, I also thank you on their behalf. So thank you so very much. Thank you. And I'm just going to ask all of you to not just celebrate today, but continue to remember. Can we go up here and take a quick picture?
Quick photo. Let's get it.
Yeah, we don't want to. Good to see you, Ollie. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hello, my friend. Hello. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. We have a next speaker. Okay, and before again, I want to introduce Augie to make a speech, and I know you have a beautiful bugle is going to perform.
He'll do that.
Yeah. Okay. So, but okay, Augie is always over here, almost every year. Thank you so much for your service, and thank you to willing to show up and share with us. But again, before I go to Augie, I forgot to thank our public work and our community service staff. Thank you to put this together. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, Augie.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, West Covina.
Good morning.
Outstanding. Just a moment. Let's give him a hand. Okay, bye-bye. Hi. Ladies and gents, today, let me get my little cheat sheet here. Today, Americans across our country will pause to remember our U.S. service members who made the ultimate sacrifice for the freedom you and I share today. Today, originally known as Decoration Day, and today is known as Memorial Day, established on May 5th, 1868. Originated in the years following the Civil War, it was a day for decorating graves of fallen soldiers, the heroes of then, today, and tomorrow. Decoration Day became an official federal holiday in 1971. Over time, it evolved into Memorial Day to honor all U.S. military personnel who died while serving. It is a day to remember and honor those that have made the ultimate sacrifice for that freedom we share today. Many a day I remember in those horrifying, remember the rice paddies, the deep jungle. But many times I carried many of my brothers to an LZ to be medevaced out. Yet, many more friends that we became brothers. When we arrived in the combat zone, many of us, we were FNGs. I'm not going to say the way we said it in the past. Fresh new guys. No sooner than said, we became brothers. Brothers in arms, watching out for each other's back. This day, one of 6 of many, such as Mother's Day, established back in 1907 in May. Then we have Armed Forces Day in May. POW Fly the flag at half staff, honoring in respect to those that made that sacrifice. All veterans organizations are committed to achieving a full accounting of all POW MIAs from all war eras. This means returning living POWs, the repatriation of their remains, or finding convincing evidence of why neither is possible. Resolution number 288, adopted at the 67th National Convention, calls to designating an empty chair. If you look to my left here, to your right, the tall white table with a white tablecloth and a POWMI designation with the chair, designating it an empty chair of veterans still missing in action and those we believe still held as prisoners of war. If I may go in a rendition of what this stands for. The table is set for one, symbolizing the frailty of one prisoner. Okay. The table is round, showing our everlasting concern for our POWMIs. The tablecloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their motives. The single red rose displayed in a vase reminds us of the life of each of the missing and their loved ones and friends of these Americans who keep the faith and awaiting answers. Please excuse me. There's a few names that I remembered that just flashed through my head that I knew that we were side by side in the jungles of Vietnam that still have not returned. The red ribbon symbolizes our continued determination to account for them. A slice of lemon reminds us of the bitter fate of those missing, captured and held as prisoners in foreign lands. A pinch of salt symbolizes the tears of our missing and their families who long for answers, and after decades of uncertainty. The Holy Bible, which is one that I had in Vietnam, represents the strength gained through faith in our country, founded as one nation under God to sustain those lost from our midst. The candle, if someone would please, who has a lighter? Would someone hand me a lighter, please? Anyone? No, it's smoke.
Check with the fire department.
Fire department, do you have a lighter? All right, we'll continue. The candle is reminiscent of the light of hope which lives in our hearts to illuminate their way home. The glass is inverted, as you can see, to symbolize their inability to share this evening's toast. The flag symbolizes the commitment to which we pledge, as did those we honor today. The chair is empty. They are missing. Remember, all of you served with them and called them comrades, brothers in arms, who depended on their might and aid, relied on them for, surely they have not yet forsaken you. And in closing, as General Dickinson reminded us, nothing is dearer than life, but nothing is more precious than to live it in freedom. Thank you all. Thank you for allowing me to speak. They're going to read the names first. Okay. And then we'll go and do the view.
Next one. Okay, thank you, Augie. Okay, beautiful speech I can see. And if you attend the West Covina City Council, Augie, I want to share with you, if you join our City Council chamber, we have a POW flag always in our chamber.
Thank you.
Okay, because we know a lot of missing, the prisoner of the war and still out there, and that's why we're putting our chamber to make sure one day we bring them home and let you know. So it's not only to have a United States flag, California flag, West Covina flag, and then we have the POW flag right in our chamber. So, and then you can see it over there displayed to people saying, we remember them, we never forget them, we bring them home. So here we have some representative, right? Okay, and we want to have them to come up. Am I right? Based on your group. So we have some representative, Wendy, and can you come up? Am I right? Oh, before I started, okay, I'm going to hand over so she know the program. But we have more people showing up. We have our appointed, okay, and our health director, Dr. Okay, over here in the back, Dr. Basil. Let's give him a hand. And he keep our city healthy. Okay, thank you, Dr. Basil. And anybody show up and I've missed. Okay, but again, I think we should do this. You ready? Okay, you go ahead.
At this time, we would like to recognize our dignified speakers and participants who contributed to today's service. I'd like to invite up the rest of the City Council to give us a round of admission.
Lloyd Johnson. I don't know if city has budget or not, but we give you much prettier flag. Okay, look at how beautiful this one. Nobody won't give piece of paper, but this time we give them wood. Okay, hey, you have the cake, but you deserve it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
And then we also have with us Christine and Wendy, who will be presenting. Wendy is from Assemblywoman Rubio's office. Christine is from the Congressman Gil Cisneros' office to provide recognitions as well.
Okay. You got one too.
Augie, come on.
See, we go in the good style for you. This is another plate too.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. And next.
Royalist, Reniki, come on up.
Thank you.
We'd also like to invite a representative from the Celestial Ensemble, the musical group that is providing music today. Let's give them a round of applause. Also like to recognize our national anthem singer from West Covina High School, Celeste Creel.
Everyone have a chance to give up. You want to present? Yeah.
And of course, I could not forget Ms. Reyes Zelaya. Come on up.
This is why I want to give to you.
And Pastor Samuel Martinez, thank you for giving today's evocation.
Moments of remembrance.
Thank you so much. Please go ahead and be seated. City Council, please remain standing. It's a tradition here in West Covina as part of our Memorial Day service to take a moment and pause to recognize those who have lost their lives that have served this country. We will do this in two phases. We will first recognize those names that are on the wall, including those that have been newly added to the memorial, to the Veterans Memorial, including those that have been newly added. And then we did receive special recognition or distinctions from members of the community who have loved ones that passed away. And I want to apologize if I miss someone's name. Please wait until I finish and I will go ahead and make mention. You can let us know and we'll go ahead and make mention. So City Council, I ask that you please make your way over to the memorial bell.
Bring the bell over here.
Yes. I just.
Recognizing first those names that are listed on the memorial. Serving in World War II. United States Navy, Ernie Jackson. United States Army, Paul Jackson. United States Navy, William T. Lang. United States Navy, Jack W. Wilkie. United States Marine Corps, Homer Cushman. Recognizing those who served in the Vietnam War. Sergeant Harold Roy Christensen, U.S. Army. Private First Class Charles Joseph Cook, United States Army. Sergeant Bert Marin Gunther, Jr., United States Army. Lance Corporal George Stephen Johnson, United States Marine Corps. Sergeant Douglas Brian Kent, United States Army. Corporal David Hugh Lalick, United States Army. Specialist 4 Sabino Lara Jr., United States Army. Corporal William Lodi McGrady, United States Army. Private First Class Richard W. Peterson, United States Army. Corporal Joel Michael Sable, United States Army. Lance Corporal Louis Zane Silvery, United States Marine Corps. Staff Sergeant John James Wiley, United States Army. Serving in Persian Gulf and Afghanistan wars. Staff Sergeant John Campsey, United States Air Force. Specialist Louis Kim, United States Army. Captain James Scholl, United States Army. Private First Class Chad Trimble, United States Army. Recognizing those names that have been provided to us this morning by members of our community. Sisto Munoz, Army. Stephen Bravo, Army. Rudy Valles, Army. Lonnie Staves, Army. Michael Velasco, Marines. If I make a mistake on this name, I do apologize, but it looks like Jennifer Harris, Marines. Jared Lanker, Marines. Thomas Saba, Marines. James R. Tehena, Marines. Travis Eister, Marines. Gilbert Meneres, Navy. Manuel Ruiz, Navy. Alfred Duran, United States Army. Manuel Martinez, Army. Humberto Galavez, Army Special Forces. Angel Hernandez, Korea and Vietnam. George Patton Jr., Army. Curtis Morris, Air Force. Thank you. It sounds like we have one more.
Roxanne, could we please also introduce a name? Our beloved former Congressman Esteban Torres.
That's right, Esteban Torres.
Also like to recognize former Congressman Esteban Torres.
Thank you. Thank you for the honor. It is an honor. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if I may ask all of you to please stand. For all of you, our civilians, citizens, please put your hand over your heart. Those in and out of uniform may salute as we play taps for all that is past.
Where's the front? Oh.
Thank you once again. Thank you for this honor.
Please have a seat.
On behalf of the City of West Covina, we'd like to thank all of you once again for gathering with us today and coming together as a community as we remember those who gave the ultimate sacrifice in defending our freedom. Mayor Tony Wu, do you have a few last remarks?
Okay, and I'm doing the closing for today's event. Okay, I think you can see it's very touching, and the more important thing is we sincerely want to thank all the people sacrificed for us. You can see so many people that we read their name, and that they are the person not only carved on the stone, like what I say, it should be in our heart, because without them, we will be here today enjoying all this unity and enjoying this freedom, because the freedom is not free. And I want to thank all the members, everybody over here stayed till the end, because I think this is very, very, very important for the day that everybody come together, united as one community, united as one city, united as one nation, that we all united together to facing all the uncharted territory that we have so many things happening, but the unity is the only thing that we can get by. But plus, because all these people sacrificed for us, we want to remember them again, not just one day of the year, not just come over here like regulars, like every year the same thing. I think this year we want to make it a little bit different. I want people to really think about the day, and I really, really appreciate you guys showing up to share this moment with the city, because I think it's important for us, to come together and remember. And after that, I want to thank all you guys, all the members of community and the newly added. So sorry about the sacrifice for your family, and I think the Golden family, they suffer so much, but they are our hero, and that's why we're here today. And all our staff, and they put this together. And I want to thank Louis Johnson. Finally, he bring his old car over here. I don't know, should we tow away or should we just leave over there? I'm just joking. You have beautiful car. Okay. So so we can show it. We are all come together as a one family, and then we're here together. Thank you so much to be here. Okay, and if anybody want to come up to share with us something, I think this is a time. Okay, can share with us before we go to the lunch. And any people want to share, not just me or other people, but maybe somebody are willing to come up to share some of your, maybe the family. Okay, you want to share with us some of your, what you remember with your cousin and this and that. And anybody want to say something? Okay, so anybody want to come up to say something about your family, about this? And I know this is a very important day. I want you know we sincerely and appreciate you here. Okay, and you want to share with us something? Go ahead. Yeah, really? Yeah, don't be shy. Yeah, come out. Okay, the new member on the wall. And okay, I want to thank and Lori, Mario, okay, to put this together, and Glenn Kennedy. Yes, come up. Yeah, anybody? Yeah, come up. Lunch can wait, but I think speech will be more important. Okay, go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Terry Danko. This is my husband, Ed. And I am a cousin of Ensign Jack Wilkie. And my great-grandmother was his grandmother. And we just found out about this 2 days ago. We just want to say thank you so much. This has been a day that I will never forget. And I remember hearing stories of my cousin Jack ever since I was very little. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Okay, and any other member want to come up to speak? Mario, you want to come up to share some information? Go ahead. This is our private, private
Historian.
historian. I don't want to say anything else. Yeah.
Sure. Hello, everybody. Wanted to talk on Hobart Cushman and Jack Wilkie. Start with Jack Wilkie. So, his family resided in West Covina, growing oranges. I believe the father, Joe Wilkie, was in fumigation. Jack, right out of high school, enlisted into the service, and he went to Corpus Christi, I think, for pilot school. There is newspaper articles, I think from 1941, which we all have, the Historical Society sent over there, all the information that in our research. Prior to leaving to the war, he came and visited the family. And Jack Wilkie was part of VT-8, which was Submarine Torpedo Squadron 8, which was a group that was pivotal in the Battle of Midway. These guys literally drew all the Japanese Zero pilots that were flying and brought them down to engage with them, which ultimately allowed for bombers to take out the Japanese convoys that were on their way to Midway. If you look up YouTube VT-8 is an incredible story of the battle and their sacrifice. At one point, the commander in the plane radios to the gentleman, letting him know that this is a one-way trip. So, just really wanted to share that story because in doing the research on this, it's powerful, to hear all that. The next one I want to bring up is Hobart Cushman. Hobart Cushman was dorming at Whittier College when he enlisted to the Marine Corps. Major information I get from there is that he fought in the Battle of Great Britain, but ultimately in the Battle of Peterloo, which was a huge military incursion on the island in the South Pacific. I believe in 10 days there was almost 6,500 troop loss just in 10 days in that battle alone. So, like I said, we have newspaper articles, a lot of information. They're at Historical Society booth if you guys want to check it out. I did want to come up here and just give their stories.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mario, for your checking everything forensic. Make sure nobody will be forgotten. We want to recognize and remember each one of them, and especially POA, and we want to bring them home. And any other want to speak? Any, please? If none, I'm going to invite, as our Mayor Pro Tem, Letty Lopez tradition, everybody come up. If you will come up, have a group pictures. And thank you so much to be here. Really, really appreciate it, out of my heart. Thank you so much.
We'd like to have everyone here to take a group photo. Come on. All of us, everyone, so we remember everybody.